Can I beat The Last of Us 1 and 2 on Grounded without killing anybody? But what is anybody? Well, any
human being.
Fungal zombies and all are free for some head bashing because infected
don't have souls.
And of course, anyone killed during those pesky cutscenes where agency is taken away from the player. Gosh darn it, video game movies these days, right? Doesn't count. So a random hunter in Pittsburgh remains snug as a bug in a rug. But Mel, Nora, and David, for example, well, yeah.
They ask you how you are, you say that you're fine, and you're not really fine.
The rules are very simple. I have to play, of course, on grounded difficulty. I can't kill any people, but I can kill infected. So that is a saving grace. I have to beat both the games, part 1 and 2, for victory! Without further delay, can I beat The Last of Us 1 and 2 without killing a single person on grounded difficulty? We start off in Austin, Texas, baby. Why is it every time I think of Austin, Texas, I think of Asmongold and Angry Joe? We bust a cap in Jimmy.
Jimmy?
You shot him.
Get T-boned.
Cubone, bone, Cubone.
Run for the hills and lose our daughter.
No.
20 years later, we got that old man Joel strength, and we off with our girl, Tess. If you're wondering why I'm not playing on the remastered or the remake or whatever it is, what is it called, part 1? It's cause I'm poor and I can't afford a PS5, so subscribe to my channel. It's actually crazy right here. They'll shoot your ass if you keep pressing the guards.
Guards. We're guards.
I didn't know about this for a very long time, but yeah, they'll bust a cap in your ass right here. The good old Fireflies make themselves known with a bang, forcing us to get grimy.
Oh, God, this place reeks.
Then we get strapped. Grounded is hard, and honestly, I don't think this challenge is possible. Man, I can't kill this guy. Poor guy. This is always like a really cool way of introducing how to aim and fire, I always thought.
Come back. Don't leave me like this.
Oh wow, he actually says something if you don't kill him. I never knew that. I always mercy kill him, so that's pretty cool actually. You have to kill these infected here. They'll chase you all the way out into the courtyard. Oh snaps, it's the little girl with the giraffe. Cool little nod to later in the game.
Here we go. This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Fuck this.
I started blasting.
This section actually wasn't that bad, and then I got it on my first try. I mean, it's only 3 enemies anyways. I just had the badass Tess bust some caps while I bobbed up and down. It was kind of like a messed up version of whack-a-mole or something.
Nicely done, Texas.
But the next section, yeah, it was pretty rough. Cue the death counter. Basically, I just ran around like a chicken with my head cut off. Well, not really. There was strategy. I kind of just like used alerting the enemy's presence as a tool for a way to get Tess to actually shoot them down or getting her to go hand to hand with them. So I pretty much just utilized cover through melee hits and pot shots of my gun, using Tess as my only finishing move. The Last of Us, both of the games, have really strange damage values. Your followers' damage outputs at times. Some sections, your followers do like no damage. Even while getting headshots, they can literally cap a dude in the head and the dude's fine. This is an obvious game design thing, so you can't just bypass certain areas. You know, it makes sense from a game design standpoint. The next section was pretty much identical to the first from a strategy standpoint.
But son of a bitch, he shot me in the ass.
our boy.
Getting to Brawn of the Blackwater is, you know, some friendly stealth. Stealth really is your best friend on Grounded.
Get the fuck back!
You just want to talk, Robert. Hello, Robert.
God damn it!
You want to tell us where the guns are?
The Fireflies. They're basically all dead. We can just go in there, finish them off. Fuck those Fireflies!
That is a stupid idea.
Well, now what?
Let's go find a firefly. You won't have to look very far.
The harbor segment, or I think this is like the harbor. I got it on my second attempt. I always forget about the patrolling Fedra soldier that comes up from the stairs. I stealthed the first try perfectly, then got blindsided by said soldier, almost making it only to be shot in the back. Typical soldier boy. Huh? Then we meet the world's favorite 14-year-old girl.
Fuck away from
Hey!
Well, maybe not everyone's favorite 14-year-old girl. Seal the deal with
We're smuggling her?
regarding our guns that Sir Braun sold under our noses. Has Joel Miller playing babysitter. Or human trafficker, I guess. Get jumped by some fuck fedoras, Fedra.
I thought we were just gonna hold him up or something.
Look.
Oh, shit!
This whole section is really honestly not that bad, but it always is intimidating. I don't know, it comes across that way. You're getting approached in a storm by a bunch of soldiers and frickin' bulletproof vests and assault rifles. But as far as like stealth route goes, regarding like the enemy patrols, it's very lenient and basic, slipping by easily. Then we off in clicker territory, making our way through the way past its prime. Decrepit Goldstone building. Easily work our way around the first clicker. And yeah, buddy, we on a pretty tough part of the game. A part that really highlights and introduces how the different stages of infected play off of one another more or less, how they strengthen and bolster each other, how they protect the other's vulnerabilities. Runners tend to patrol around, they actually have like crazy eyesight, while clickers of course are blind. Yet they pick up the slightest vibrations and using echolocation and finding any potential prey. Clickers are intriguing, terrifying at first, but once you know how they work fundamentally in the game, they're quite easy in bypassing or just dealing with just in general as long as you have a shiv. And they almost come off as like non-threatening, ironically. All you have to do is move extremely slow in their presence and avoid their screech sonar waves. They project out from time to time in like a front cone radius. They like pulse it out. It's an enemy mechanic that is never really explained in game. Occasionally they emit like this screech thing. They actually are sending out waves and finding any potential prey. You have to either LOS, line of sight this, or not be in the general radius in front of them. And if you're in these sound waves, when they emit it, it will alert them to your presence, like immediately. As this is their aforementioned in-game echolocation. I'm ranting about clickers. I've seen a lot of people play through these games and be like, how did they see me? They're supposed to be blind, or I made no sound, what the hell? And yeah, that's why. And I'm pretty sure you have to kill these infected here regardless. If I was going for like a no-kill anything run, including infected, I actually don't know how I'd get around this. But I believe there is like an out-of-bounds skip, if my memory serves right. I could be wrong about that. I died twice in this section. This part is honestly pretty hard. Another reason I went off a bit of a rant regarding the infected and clickers in general is because of the subway station, a sort of segue, just how easy infected are to deal with in this game when you have, I don't know how many hours I have in these, both of these titles, honestly. But yeah, I got it first attempt. Nothing crazy. I even yeeted the contents of the safe. Hell yeah. Choked out some runners, scraped by the skin of our teeth. landing us in the History Museum, which entails us getting divided, or I guess split up from Tess and Ellie. We sneak by some clickers, go buck wild on a horde of runners. We jump forward in time. We lose all hope at the Capitol building, forcing us to say goodbye to our girl Tess.
No, don't touch me.
Holy shit, she's infected.
I fucking love Tess. She's one of my favorite characters in any video game, and every time I play through this game, I always get shocked at how fast she goes out. The Capitol building really is early in the game. Get strapped with some bolt action. This part where the soldiers come after us, the soldier boy, this part is ruthless on Grounded. On this playthrough, I almost got it on the first try, no cap. Mere inches from the subway station. Literally, if I used a first aid kit, I probably would have clutched it, maybe. I ended up successful on my second try. If you've ever played on Grounded, yeah, this was honestly surprising getting it on the second try. But you do tend to clutch best on spots you've died countless times to in the past. You know, the more practice you have on areas you suffered the most on, I guess. Skipping the two patrolling soldiers down in the station, I experienced yet another situational dialogue I've never seen before. Because I always stealth kill these guys, I always choke them out. You couldn't actually hear it because I was too far away. Proceeded to run deeper into the tunnels, and one of them was like, yeah, fuck that, just let the clickers have them.
I can't swim.
Coming out from the darkness back into the light, we blinded by the light. And we off for the town of Lincoln. I think it's called Lincoln. We off to Bill's town. Ellie experiences them woods for the first time. Them backwoods, boy. Disney style, little squirrels and all. Looking for the big Billy boy. I really love Lincoln. It just scratches that horror movie vibe for me. Small town, zombies, treacherous objective, the unknown, beautiful scenery, a pretentious paranoid Bill. I don't know. We deal with Bill's handiwork in the form of his trusty trip mines.
Jesus!
Snag our Legolas, then deal with more of...
Oh, shit! Another one of Bill's stupid traps!
Joel!
Oh, Lord, he coming! Ellie!
Brutality.
Bill, come on!
I'm going.
Marco's matter.
That was close. Hey, what are you... Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill!
Let me go.
Turn around and get on your knees. Don't test me, big sproutin'.
God damn it, I'm clean! Ow! Stop! You done?
Am I done? Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors.
I'll cut to the chase. I need a car.
Well, it is a joke. Yeah, sure, Joel, go ahead. Take my card. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little shit. I don't have a car that works.
But there is one in this town.
Parts.
With our plans set on snatching up a battery for pimping our ride, we going all the way back to school days. Pretty trippy for Joel, I bet. Deal with some rabble, descend into Big Billy's den, grabbing some bombs and shotties.
Got a good sprint.
Pass through Bill's house of worship. Extinct some clickers, grave visiting. Honestly, I kind of lost my patience here. You can stealth through this easily, of course. The neighborhood, I don't even know what happened here. I usually stealth this fine, but it went to shit for, I don't know, no apparent reason that I could tell. I stealth killed a runner, and for some reason this alerted like the whole neighborhood to my presence. It was no biggie though. I just played hopscotch over a big log, taking pot shots here and there, getting through fine on the first go. ninja'd our way through a clicker-infested suburban home.
Are we rushing in? Or are we going sneaky beaky like?
Made our way past the, nearly identical at least, house from the Telltale's Walking Dead that came out all the way back in, 2012, was it? Yeah, long time ago. They got a badass tree fort. Man, that's every kid's dream right there, for real. Work of beauty in it. Pull off some Howard Hill type bow shots on some runners skulking about outside of the school. I love Lincoln. I love the lighting here. I got once here. The biters caught me slipping. Feisty little bugger indeed. All that hard work for nothing. Kind of like YouTube these days. The school honestly was an area that I forgot how to do, at least like ninja style, stealthy. Catching a few deaths here and there. The real brain rot shit I did was I used my only Molotov. I paid for this dearly, by the way, on the bloater. Like, holy shit, that was so stupid. I forgot how rough the bloater is on grounded without a Molotov. Now I remember why I always kept one, specifically for him. With a Molotov, he's easy as hell. A pushover, in fact. Without one?
No.
He's a nightmare. Like literally a nightmare. Bloaters have like these fungal plates that act as I think a dermal armor. Maybe it's dermal and subdermal. Shooting these plates, it leaves them vulnerable. These pustule-like fungal armor, scutes, I think that's what they're called, is similar kind of to like the real-life crocodilian's armor called osteoderms. Man, I'm a nerd. Making our way into the house via the ladder, we find lover boy Frank choosing the, easy way out? Ellie pops the clutch.
I know how to pop a clutch.
While we push start the engine. Oh yeah, and I kite some fungal zombies and pop them like zits between push start and the truck. Everyday American kind of stuff. America.
Go!
Oh, man. How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
Hold it easy.
Help! Help me!
Are we gonna help him?
Oh, hell no!
It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh shit, not good.
These hunters, fascinatingly enough, don't count in-game as a kill. At least in the, they don't contribute in the combat statistics towards a kill. So I'm free to just smash their faces in.
I will slap your face so super hard.
Who the f is this bro?
Brutality.
However, the sad truth remains here, this is where I get softlocked. And yeah, even before ever beginning this challenge, I knew this was gonna be a problem, and was likely gonna be the end of the road for this game. Spoilers, it was. The problem is, these hunters turned literal gatekeepers literally block, the gate, or industrial garage, I guess. The patrolling hunters set out on a typical enemy AI pathing, but no matter where you stealth around, unseen or not, or any other combination you can imagine that I tried, the game prevents you from ever opening this garage, so you can't progress. After countless hours of off and on trying this legit, I fired up the old YouTube. And yeah, there is in fact a glitch for bypassing this. You sprint at said garage, then crouch down while aiming a bottle. Supposedly this works only with a bottle for whatever reason, not a brick, you have to use a bottle specifically. When doing this correctly, it's supposed to despawn the hunters into oblivion or something, turning them ghost, turning them phantom from the universe, Alt F4ing them, deleting them, bye-bye. I tried to copy this to a T on multiple videos I saw. I tried replicating it countless times, bearing no success at all. No fruits for my labor, time and time again. I tried again and again and again and again. Countless hours upon hours, over multiple days here and there, failing over and over and mimicking this glitch, only to replicate failure. Like, I don't know. For me, it wasn't possible. I tried. I am playing this on a PS4 on The Last of Us Remastered version. And yeah, most of these videos on this bug or glitch or whatever you want to call it were ancient videos, like over 7 years ago. And yes, there was some from around 4 to 5 years ago, you know, back in 2019. And yeah, there was one video I found where there was comments stating they replicated this bug on grounded difficulty on The Last of Us Remastered on a PS4, same as me. But these comments were 4 to 5 years old. Games oftentimes come out with, you know, stability updates or fixes and bugs through patches and performance issues and stuff. So I don't know if this changed anything since, I don't know, 4 to 5 years ago. I couldn't get past this at all, no matter what I did. I tried everything. The only other method I've seen online, which I even thought about this before looking this up, grabbing the hunters and using the human shield or hostage mechanic and then having their buddies do the job for us as you hold them in place. Pretty fucked up, honestly. But you gotta do what you gotta do in this world. However, this strat for me was also just not feasible on grounded. You just simply die way too fast. And every person I saw online utilizing this strategy successfully was on a lower difficulty. I just couldn't take enough hits on grounded and would just get wrecked. I would just die fast. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I had like full med kits, maybe. With all that said, even though this is a post-narration voiceover, and I have technically failed.
It's failure. This is called failure. My son's a failure. Failure.
This challenge already. Part 2 honestly seemed more viable. My thought process was there's much less areas that gatekeeps in part 2 versus the first game. The second game has a lot of segments where you can just straight up stealth past them or just run past them even at times, as long as you make it from point A to B. If you like these types of videos, consider subscribing, leaving a like or comment. It helps more than you can ever think on the YouTubes. I've been trying really hard with this YouTube thing and have been learning a lot on this journey, especially in terms of like editing. I still have a lot to learn. I plan on pumping out a lot more Last of Us videos before maybe branching out in the upcoming videos. I'm not gonna lump part 1 and 2 together. It's gonna be just like, you know, just the Last of Us 2 video and the Last of Us video. I have some really cool ideas for both the games down the road. I'd appreciate any support. It means the world to me. It really does. And with all that said, all that hoopla.
Sounds like a lot of
Let's just dive right into everyone's completely not divisive at all game, right? The Last of Us Part 2. And let's see how far I can get with the same rule sets without killing any humans, without killing any people, of course, on grounded difficulty. Oh, The Last of Us Part 2. A game about a pandemic that came out during a pandemic. A game that remains just as divisive today as back upon release. A game some praise as the best thing since sliced bread, while some bark out it's the worst thing since taxes, the plague, some other bad shit. It's a weird one for me. Whenever people praise something to the high heavens, then some disdain it vehemently. The truth is almost always somewhere in the middle, and that's part 2 in my opinion. But the fact this runs and looks so well on a console that came out in 2013, over a decade ago now, it still looks better than like 95% of games that come out currently right now. And in my opinion, it's one of the best stealth games ever made.
Sneaky beaky like.
We start off in Jackson, baby. I remember my first playthrough going through Jackson was so fucking awesome. I wish there was more of Jackson overall in the game. I really liked the aesthetic. I wanted to go on some more patrols with Dina, damn it. On a side note, you can actually see the toy robot Ellie grab for Sam. Cool throwback. Rest in peace, Sam. Jackson has a bunch of cool throwbacks as well as just the game in general. They really do pack a lot in Jackson. Because, I mean, right away, you can meet our favorite puppers, Buckley. Good old Buckley. He ain't a good guard dog, but he's a good boy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We grab our bigot sandwiches from the Tipsy Bison. Thank you, Seth. Hell yeah. Steak sandwiches and I think cheese too. You're gonna pass that up in the apocalypse, Ellie? Shit.
Bigot sandwiches.
Smells good.
Meet our future ride or die soldier. We off for patrol. The only patrol we do in Jackson. Introduced to everyone's most beloved video game character ever, Abby.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
No cap. I got the grocery area first try because I'm a god gamer.
And he's still moving? Nope.
I'm a god.
Switching over to abs, bruh, we get saved by our boy, Joel Miller. This part is like, I always forget how tough this really is. And just being rusty in general with The Last of Us made it even more difficult. The intent behind when you're pushing the gondola or whatever it is alongside Tommy is you're just supposed to guard him. You're supposed to basically COD zombies it, kite the infected around. But I forgot about this, so I caught the Grim Reaper's nutsack in my mouth a couple times.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
We can't stay here.
I skipped the cutscene with Abby going all Tiger Woods, you know.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude.
Grab Joel's iconic revolver and of course his broken watch. And just like that, we in Seattle. We in the Pacific Northwest, North by Northwest. Only the PNW heads will know what that is, probably.
North by Northwest.
And we're starting day one. First things first, in the open world section, I hit up the bank for the shoddy. Get the key for Barco's. Barco's is like the little pet shop in the alley. And there's a cool little fact some people may have missed if you only played this game once. There's actually a cat that spawns outside.
He needs some milk!
I think there's another one in somewhere in Ellie's days. It's like an obvious Easter egg or nod to just the dogs present in both games. The first one with the feral dogs, and the second one, of course, with all the WLF dogs. And it's also just a nod to the Left Behind DLC because in the very first game, there was only one cat present in the DLC. A court date to attend poses no risk as we dispatch some infected. With this being our first destination, the gas that we need, of course, isn't here. It always spawns on the second place you traverse no matter what, either here or the synagogue. So we go grab some kosher gas.
Nothing to it.
Get some shampoo and towels at the Saravina Hotel? Motel? Hotel. And then here, I reflect at the point of no return that is about to be the ass ramming that is The Last of Us Part 2 on Grounded. Death counter gonna be fed today, man. Man, this game really is so beautiful though. Jordan forgets he had a gun, earning himself a Darwin Award. I think you pretty much have to kill Jordan. It's kind of similar to like the hunters in Pittsburgh. Yeah, you kill him. But it's kind of like in a cutscene, even though there's some control. It's a forced kill, you know? And I really don't think there's a workaround here. It's kind of just canon for Ellie to kill him. I technically don't count this as a human kill. The Eastbrook Elementary School is a literal nightmare.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Getting swarmed by some wolves creates a huge problem here since we obviously are taking the more Gandhi approach, peace and nature approach. We don't believe in violence. The checkpoint here was also a little bizarre, which I mean isn't crazy on Grounded. Grounded has pretty rough checkpoint spawns. But these first two enemies acted as a spawn point, meaning if you just ran past them without dispatching them, this acted as your spawn, your checkpoint. For a lot of my first attempts, I just ran past them. The curse of the aforementioned weird followers damage values taking effect on your companions during specific parts of these games reared its ugly head. Because Dina was basically useless here, she could shoot one of these motherfuckers in the head like 9 times and they're just fine. Sometime later during these attempts, I finally got lucky by wounding them, shooting them in the leg, her finally finishing the job. The real issue wasn't so much losing the initial WLFs that come gung-ho at you, a swift Usain Bolt beeline for the tall grass, and you're snug as a bug in a rug. The hard part was more on the section actually on top of the school, on the roof. The game throws more WLF stormtroopers at you, and this patrol is very strange because if you stay left of them, even within LOS, they remain completely Helen Keller to you. The thing that made this so difficult, I almost got it on my 4th or 6th attempt, somewhere in there. I almost got it so early and then I just kept dying, kept throwing myself at the rooftop part, attempting and stealthing it, brute forcing it over and over, having near successes
Headshot
here and there, and kind of just a mix of brute forcing it past the guards and then getting into the utility room or whatever this is, blessing me with some good RNG. That and sitting tucked away deep into the corner, brooding while thy enemy lurked around for me, and boy, were they vigilant.
NANI?
You're fine.
Get up here!
The most notable area next really was semi-open world stealth gauntlet, essentially. And minus the Bagel Bros shop next to the bank, it all went without a hiccup, only catching a couple deaths stealthing through the actual bagel shop. The funny part was the checkpoint after dropping out of the bagel shop, it spawns 2 soldiers, and these 2 soldiers gave me the runaround.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while? See what happens.
Give me your hand.
We get a Bill's trap throwback. Place be booby trapped. It's like the Goonies up in here for real. Find a lead of Tommy's horse that got fucking ravaged by some infected. Holy shit. Make our way through some trippity traps. Turn DJ at the radio station. The Scars come to stop the party though. How rude. Freaking fanatics. They come in hot and heavy. I totally YOLO'd this. I got this first try. You can tell I forgot where I was even supposed to go.
This way!
Dead ahead! Got visuals on her! Don't let her get away! Damn, boy! He's thick!
Boy, what the hell, boy?
Watch it!
Welcome to the star. Fire and war.
Fuck these assholes.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god?
Dina learns our victorious secret.
I'm immune!
Find sanctuary within the Pinnacle Theater, based of course on the very real Paramount Theater. Setting up shop, making it our base of operations for the time being. Then we out for blood in the neighborhood of Hillcrest on our Joel murder mission. Revenge. Revengeance. There's really not that much going over here, as crazy as that sounds. Hillcrest is very rough on Grounded. The catch-22 of that is I've perfected and died countless times in the past. So I know the route. I know the stealth route. I got the infamous red door stretch on my second attempt. Stealth past some shamblers fine. Grabbed our Legolas off our boy Boris. That recurve. Hillcrest is daunting. God, I remember suffering so much here in the past. I only died twice on this part, which is pretty insane, honestly. One right after making it past the actual neighborhood, then one other during the smoke bomb section where they're trying to smoke you out.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
What the hell are you doing here?
I don't know.
The bulk of my deaths in Hillcrest was, of course, right before the Jeep sequence. And there was a questionable moment regarding this challenge. Yeah, this dude. I mean, he kind of falls under the umbrella of you have to kill him. You're bottlenecked into killing him. So, I don't know. This doesn't really count as a kill in my opinion. This poor random wretch is just fucked. Like, he's destined to be shanked. Ditto. Circumstances and effect when dealing with the driver. I tried not killing him just to see what would happen and if it was even possible. I tried multiple times. It wasn't possible. Anything out of like player control where progression is literally impossible, forced game progression doesn't count. They canon kills, baby. They destined for death like Malekith. We get taken back to better days. I go full bullhorns to the ground here, head on with this part. You can stealth it. I have done it successfully in the past. Man, it's extremely finicky. I one-shot the bloater, or I guess technically Joel does.
Damn, son.
All you have to do here is run. Pretty anticlimactic, I know. I really do love this part of the game, as there wasn't much stalkers in the first game. Barely any that I recall off the top of my head. There were some in the sewers when you're with Sam, when you get split up. They really were a rarity in the first games.
Fuck Seattle.
Stealth past the introductory, at least for Ellie, scars.
Wait a minute, something ain't right.
This shit, I'm out.
Man, the part 2 trailer nostalgia, right? And I did this first attempt too. This part actually isn't really that bad. The next part is a lot more difficult. In a lot of ways, it's similar to Hillcrest. It's a tough area. I only died a couple of times with a lot of enemies, a lot of scars. A lot of these segmented sections in this game pull a gotcha, because this part was pretty annoying. Big boy comes out all Hulk smash like. All you really have to do is disengage immediately, run for the bushes. Jumping in bushes in this game solves like 90% of your problems in part 2, for real.
Bruh.
The hospital does have the potential in being a bit of a stone wall. Broken record time, I've stealthed this many times without killing anyone. The end part at the door is the only hard part, yet once you know the general route the enemies patrol, it's done data, and I made it through relatively unscathed with 8 deaths.
Stay frosty. Cheers, big fella. Are we rushing in? Or are we going sneaky beaky like?
Gift Nora a one-way ticket into the afterlife. And we off with our boy Glenn. I mean Jesse. And we gotta go get a boat. We need to get a boat to float, bitch. The in-between WLF segments of this was a little weird. I ended up just running past the first part, dying a couple of times. I don't think I've ever stealthed this part successfully that I recall in the past. Copped a couple more deaths on the second part with the vicious puppers. Really vicious puppers, holy shit. The aquatic section caught me by surprise, in a good way. I was expecting pain. I was expecting suffering. In the past, this part was a headache and a half for me. Yet it was a piece of cake. I died once trying to start the little boat engine that could. And that was it. Snagging the boat up on my second attempt, sailing off literally into the sunset. I was really expecting death and despair. I used swimming underwater as intended, ran up the stairs into the next area, jumped back back down into the water, made sure I had full health on my second try, and just like that, the boat's ours. And we off for the arcade. And of course, in similar fashion, I didn't have a Molotov for the bloater, just like I did at the Lincoln bloater in the first game. Pretty crucial mistake, it cost me some deaths. Oh, the sweet embrace of death. Honestly, pretty fucking embarrassing. Even keel sail swiftly fades, batten down the hatches, taking a dip against our will, finally ending up at the aquarium. And that's it. Ellie's days 1 through 3, they be done, just like that.
If you've been stabbed, it's very important not to panic.
What the f***?
And you wasted it!
Time for abs, brah. Gear up, taking an insanely pregnant Mel out on a combat mission, cause, you know, why the fuck not? Listen. Even if you love every aspect of this game, this is indefensible in my opinion. Like, seriously? She's about ready to pop. I know it's supposed to be like showing how ruthless the world is, how no one is safe, anyone can be caught up in the violence of survival. But I don't know, it's just dumb because they let her go. And I don't even mind Mel really as a character. I know a lot of people hate her. It's just like the goal of like, yeah, let's bring a heavily preggers chick on the front lines.
Mel's pregnant.
You could use the fresh air.
You stupid.
Ambushed by the scars. I had a death from, well, just sitting there with my thumb up my ass. The death thankfully reset my health value, making passivity viable the second time around. Deal with a horde of infected inside the warehouse. First try. The train yard with like the rail cars. It's like a rail car gauntlet, I guess. I had actually only one death. It's kind of one of those weird places where it's deceptively easy, but I do remember dying here in the past over and over. You end up at a gas station for like the finale, where the cultists come in to finish the job. It was also, of course, no issue. I just laid low and ducked behind a counter. Ran out the clock, basically, until backup came. It's good to have friends in the apocalypse.
All right. Wish me luck.
Rolled through Chinatown like a bull in a China shop. This little cluster of shops, I don't know. I always like this area for some reason. There's not much going on here besides, you know, some clickers. What's up with this golden egg? Is this like a literal Easter egg from another Sony game or something? Let me know in the comments. Seems like it could be from Jack and Daxter or something. Grab the big dick shotty. It's got
a good spread. You got a problem over here? You ain't even gotta look. You just turn. Wow, that's it.
I don't even know what this area is called, yet the smooth long grass carries it from, you know, a stealth standpoint. I got my wig split once, making a break for the next area. Second attempt though, it's not bad for this. It's a long and drawn out section, so patience is key for success here. The building section consists of a point A to point B dilemma of these games. I mean, that's like the bread and butter of linear games or linear experiences, however you want to put it. This like skyscraper part can be chaotic with all the scars around, but it's pretty straightforward. Like you can easily stealth it until usually around the midway point, then just simply run for the hills, like literally making it down the hill, the slip and slide of progression. On my third attempt, the stalker booty bandits came in hard, making a claim on my ass a couple of times, finally coming out on top after 3 ass gapings. Endurance survives, sucker. Then we go fisticuffs with Helga. She punched my shit in once. She caught me slipping once, throwing out a grab animation like Horaloo. My backpack. This part, oh man, this fucking part brings back some old memories of COD Zombies. It also reminds me of the section in the first game where you first meet David and get overwhelmed by infected and you're defending the windows or whatever. In the winter section, I believe. Even the Resident Evil 4 cabin, no beating around the bush. It's frantic, claustrophobic, but the rooms, like the level design, does give ample ins and outs, you know. Gives you a lot of options with like bobs and weaves for some escapism through cracks and crevices. And just like Call of Duty, they come in waves. Thank God there's no bloater though. Yara and Lev show some loyalty. Credit where credit is due. They are scars after all. And we a wolf. Probably my favorite part of the game. It's because I'm biased. It's the ferries section. I grew up and I live about 2 hours from Seattle, and just the game in general nailed to a T. Regarding the look, regarding, the aesthetics, the nature, the trees, the birds and the bees. Ferries bring me back, and I always loved them. Well, if you're not commuting every morning using them. It reminds me of my youth back in the day with my high school girlfriend. We would go over to Seattle every other weekend or so. The member berries, right? Nostalgia, a powerful drug. Started from the bottom deck. Now we at the top deck. I did this first try, of course. It's not that bad. It's an awesome section though. I really love it.
No! God, please, no!
Oh shit, it's Pepe the frog. Damn, I forgot there was frogs in this game. That's a big boy. Looks like a bullfrog, holy shit. Playing mom or big sis has us setting off with Lev, traversing the flooded, dilapidated ruins of Seattle. Bump into some more, typical cannon fodder infected. I did clutch a pretty gangster hunting pistol shot from afar, succeeding in saving Lev at the nick of time. The hunting pistol slaps in this game, like, it's quite the boomstick for real. Abby has, the best arsenal in this game. Her weapons are awesome. I mean, she was a soldier for a huge militia and a top dog alongside that. Top dog, get it? She's a wolf. I fucked around and found out. Losing the battle no one can ever win. Squaring up toe to toe against the king, the god that is gravity. And this is where the run ends, my friends. Out of all the haggard zombies, out of all the ruthless cultists, out of all the wolves thrown at us, this was the end of my run. You might be asking yourself, what made it so hard? The answer is nothing. The challenge was pure game design. Pure horseshit game design. The problem with this part was a mix between playing ungrounded with health and damage scaling, Lev herself as a potential companion fail state, she can get killed, and enemy AI. To put it simply, with each of these issues, ungrounded, you die fast, so wounding the enemies with non-lethal shots, then having Lev take them out with her nerfed companion damage values wasn't viable. I can't say not viable, it's just not consistent or likely. It is possible, but the stars in the cosmos all have to align a certain way on this difficulty. You need crazy good RNG. There was a couple of times, more than a couple, I took down 2, even 3 scars, but this was never enough to progress. The next point is the scars can kill Lev, and you have to protect her, which is not a new mechanic at this point in the game, as even Dina could get killed from time to time. The problem was more, even if you pull out the old run from point A to B strategy, every time you get to the ladder in progressing the area, no matter where Lev is, he gets grabbed by a scar. No matter what you do, this small area forces your hand into clearing out the enemies. I've had Lev right near the ladder and have just started climbing, then boom. He not only gets grabbed, I've even seen get grabbed then teleport halfway across the room in a grab animation. This is all made worse with how the enemies act here, the enemies' AI. They are programmed in rushing you, somewhat preventing stealth. as even with disengaging and getting the luck of not being detected in a crouch stealth animation, making it to the ladder while stealth, the couple of times I was able to do it, Lev still got grabbed. Fucking grabbed no matter what it seems. It was seriously annoying. Like most of this game not only encourages stealth, it rewards it. And this really did feel like an exception to that rule. And maybe there is a bypass to this that I'm missing. It's very possible. I do know this is technically possible though, even on grounded, by simply wounding the scars then have Lev capping him off. It's just very, very, very unlikely. I tried for hours and hours and hours and hours. I tried this day and then log in a little time that day, to the point for this video I stopped counting deaths. Pretty lame way to end, I know. A pretty lame ass nail in the coffin for sure. I mean, out of all the sections, this was the section. All because of Lev. Thanks, Lev. Because he wouldn't just, I don't know, rush for the ladder and climb up it. With all that wrapped up though, let me know what you think about this challenge, about this video just in general, whether you think it's good or bad. It was weird ending this run so abruptly. Even if you think this video is complete dog shit, let me know in the comments. I want to get better, so don't be shy, leave a comment. Regarding the future of this channel, I'm going to be shifting more towards primarily The Last of Us challenges, for the time being at least. I have a great idea for a part 2 challenge next, and we'll be working on that. And it will be a lot shorter, the runtime. Easier to digest, let's say. I'll be aiming for 20 to 35 minute videos. If that interests you, consider subscribing. Consider helping out my small little gaming channel. So any support, it just means the world to me. Any view, any comment, any like, anything. Desperate a little bit, I know, huh? With that said, stay healthy, stay happy, and most importantly, stay gaming, my friends. Can I beat The Last of Us 1 and 2 on grounded without killing anybody?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.